Hello everyone, welcome to Tea and Banter with me. It's me, Mary Elizabeth. I hope everyone's doing well today. So it's another banter day. I hope you have your tea. I have a couple of things to talk about today. The first thing is I used Just Yarn Premier Just Cotton, and I made my first two coasters. Of course they had to be purple. I love this purple. But what I did was I found it, I believe her name is TL. I don't know the whole YouTube name, but she was doing a video on coasters with the kind of shell stitch. And I tried to do her circle, nothing to do with her. It was a wonderful tutorial, but I goofed up several times. So what I did was I did the Secret Yarnery Krista's circle, but what I did was on the last round before you ended, I didn't do that round, which would be 3 single crochets and then a double crochet. I didn't do that. Instead, I did the scallop trim, which was a single crochet, 5 double crochet, well, 5 double crochet, skip a stitch, and then a single crochet all the way around. So I plan on making more of these. Several reasons. One, there are a bunch of us in the house, so it's good to use these, and it's really good cotton and they can get thrown in the wash, as well as I think they would be good for tea parties. I do have a bunch of different colors actually, so I'm not sure if I will do them in just these two color purples, because I do love purple, and I would kind of like to eventually make my little craft area in my kitchen, because it's connected, decorated in purples, but I'm not there yet. And so we'll see what happens, because I also want to figure out some kind of rearrangement. If you can see, where am I? Over here, my books are not fitting. They're starting to pile up. So, as well as my games, my board games, I don't think I can fit any more there. And then on this side of the room is the start of my yarn. I have yarn all down here on the floor, big, huge bucket. So, plus I have right here is my 3-tier rolling cart that all has books in it as well. So it's not the most ideal setup, I think, right now, but it's doing the job. I just like to do something different, and I'm just not sure what yet, you know, without it costing $1 million, as they say. But so that's kind of what I'm thinking about. But yeah, I mean, right now these are crates from Michael's that I did. So I have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 of them that house my books. But again, I'm starting to grow, and as a matter of fact, a lot of these here are series that I don't have the complete sets to yet. So there's going to be even more books, because they are books that I will keep and I will reread. So I am going to need the space, as well as new board games come out, and also crochet projects, because I already have, don't know if you can see it, but right here is an Anya project, and that is the Netflix blanket, and then on this side I have the Lizzie blanket kit. So neither one of those I have done. I know that she has a couple of more blanket kits that I would like to purchase. And I'm not sure how I'm going to go about completing those. I think I might do an affiliate talks. What would I call it? Crochet project challenge, maybe, to do all of them eventually. Like I said, I love that she has some really great patterns, and she bases them so far on things that I like and enjoy. You know, the Lizzie blanket, Sense and Sensibility, how can you go wrong, and Netflix, and it has purple in it, which is beautiful. She also has a new blanket, I think it's called Cairo. I could be wrong on that, don't quote me. That has some beautiful colors in it too. And then there's another one that I saw, but I don't remember the name of that, but I would like to eventually get that one too. So there's some dreams going on in my head. Maybe for Christmas I can get one, but there's also a Brown Betty teapot that I want, which, if you don't know what a Brown Betty teapot is, it is from England, but it's made out of red clay, and it keeps the tea hot longer. And they also now have a mug that's made out of the red clay that's supposed to keep it warm longer too. So, but it's a little pricey, so you know, that's gonna go on the wish list. I think I have to make a big wish list, it sounds like, right? Because also I probably am gonna need some more containers or storage ideas. I'm certainly gonna try to be as creative as possible, because sometimes that's the name of the game, right? So this morning, I was watching some YouTube, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't watch videos right away when they come out. And it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be because I'm so busy, I don't have time to watch anything. Or I am, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers that I like that I just can't keep up with getting them all in at once. So sometimes I have to go back and catch up. And so this morning I found myself getting caught up with Cinnamon Stitches. I haven't watched her in a little bit. And, excuse me, I will try to link the video below, but in the video, she was talking about some struggles that she's been having with anxiety, you know, and her health, and she's doing her craft room over. And I actually did watch the video with her final, and it's beautiful. You should see it. If you haven't, hop on over there. But the thing that got me was her talking about anxiety. And I have mentioned this before, that I get severe anxiety, and that's for many reasons and whatever. But so it got me thinking that, you know, again, I know I'm not alone in that area of mental health, but you can feel like you are alone in that, because for so long mental health has been like a taboo, a bad thing. And you know, also, I don't know about anybody else, but I've always fought against it and always have been embarrassed by it, and which that ended up doing no good for me, because also I felt like, oh, I'm stronger, I can beat this, and all I did was make it worse on myself. So the reason why I'm saying this is, and if anyone else wants to let Cinnamon Stitches know, but I did purchase, and let me start by saying, is sometimes anxiety comes on and you know why. You know, it might be something you were thinking about and it wasn't a pleasant thing. And then, you know, memories, they don't go away. You have to have skills to keep them at bay, but sometimes you're not successful. So that's one. The second reason, you might not know the reason. It just comes on out of nowhere, and what are you going to do? So sometimes that happens to me, and I've been noticing though lately, and I'm very sorry, that I've been getting anxiety in the supermarket. I don't know why. I am halfway through the store and I can feel the anxiety coming, and I don't know why. I don't know. At first I thought maybe it was the air quality, like maybe it's the air. You know, the circulation of the air might not be good or good enough for me. Or there's just so many people. If you're familiar with Massachusetts, I don't know if where else they are, but it's Market Basket. Around where I am, Market Basket is one of the cheaper grocery stores, but everybody shops there. So, you know, if you can get it down an aisle, you're doing good. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's that, but my husband through his work has what they call FSA. So it's kind of a benefit where you can access health supplies or get your eyes checked or whatever, but you're already paying into it. So it's not like money you have to put up front because it's already being taken out, if that makes sense. You could buy it privately, but I got mine through FSA. So what I got, it's called, and it comes in this little bag, which is cute. And it's already a little dirty, so I apologize, but it's because I take it with me. And it's called Camigo. And so what it is, and this is a tool it comes with, but this is so you can replace the batteries in it. So I just keep that in the bag too. But it looks almost like so it comes in purple and gray. Big surprise, purple. And it almost looks like an asthma inhaler. So, you know, you take this cover off, and basically what this does, and it lights up, so you turn it on. You can see that. And so what happens is when you're having anxiety, one of the ways to help you with your anxiety is breathing. It sounds like you should know how to breathe, but when you're going through anxiety, it happens so quickly that all of a sudden, almost like I'm hyperventilating in a way. And I know I'm not explaining it good enough, but so you take this and you breathe into it, and the little lights up here, the little dots, they light up when you're breathing correctly. So all three lights need to light up. And so you would breathe into this. And then when you breathe into this, you exhale. When you inhale, there's a scent cartridge here. And I don't want to take this one off because it smells really good, but it's mint, and I'm sure they have other flavors, but basically it's like this. And it goes over, so you can replace them. And it goes over. And yeah, it's spamming. Oh, it's going crazy on me, sorry. So that you're now breathing really good exhale. And when you're breathing in, you're getting that smell, and it does help. Will it help every single time? Probably not, but it does help. I find now I don't leave home without it. I take it with me. I think that it works fairly good. I know that smell seems to be a good thing for me when I'm having those problems. And doing the breathing and having it light up, one, it's making you focus on trying to get the light to light up in your time of stress. So believe it or not, it kind of tricks your mind in a way. And then also it's kind of getting your breathing back under control and soothing you with that fresh scent when you breathe in. So if anyone out there is interested in that, I would go to Kamigo and check it out. If you have FSA, it does cover for you to get this, and that's how I got mine. So I highly recommend it. I find, like I said, I don't leave home without it. It's like a backup to, even if you're taking meds, it's a backup that when it doesn't matter if your med's not working, you have something you can pull out right there when you need it. So yeah, and so I was thinking about cinnamon stitches when I thought to talk about this, because so many of us struggle with it, and I don't know if I really realized how many people struggle with it, because you're always, like I said, embarrassed or in your own head and dealing with your own things that you're not thinking about. You're more, for me, more, my tendency is to hide it. Even when I'm going through it, is to hide it rather than have it be known and having to deal with it. So, and again, the thing about this is also, it does look like an asthma inhaler. And isn't that sad that, in a way, I guess I kind of liked that better, people thinking it's like an asthma inhaler rather than it's for anxiety. And again, I think it's the perception I have of how people would react to my illness than to people with asthma. So I mean, it is a delicate, I guess, situation, and also if you're not ready to really share that information, you can kind of, I guess, play it off if you needed to. But yeah, so I wanted to share that. And if anyone knows Jen personally and wants to tell her about that, please do. She might find it helpful. I have not ever talked to Jen. I do watch her videos. I don't really often talk to people on their videos, but I do watch them. I do love them. I do respect them and admire them. And so, and Cinnamon Stitches is one that I admire, and I love her videos and her work and her ability to share and just talk about everyday life. Yeah, I mean, for dinner tonight, I made, for the first time, I know many people have made it, but I have never made it. I made chicken enchiladas, and I know it's probably very popular, but I have never made it. I've always made beef enchiladas, but never chicken ones. And I think it was the idea of the white sauce that kind of threw me, but it came out delicious. So yeah, so I'm kind of happy about that. That might stay on the menu, although again, I'm going to be trying to work on my finances as well. We'll see what happens with that too, right? But yeah, what else? I don't think I have anything else. I will be back, and hopefully with more updates, and hopefully maybe some more coasters, or I do want to try to make some dish rags or dishcloths as well. And if you know of a good tutorial out there for that, that would be lovely. Being a lefty, oh my goodness, I don't know why I'm tired today. Being a lefty is kind of difficult sometimes when doing crafts. Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to just give you a heads up on, I am going to be joining, I think it starts this weekend, and if it does, I will give you an update next week on how that is going. It's either this weekend or the following weekend, but it's by the Barefoot Genealogist, and it is pajamas. pajamas and something, but basically it's you meet 3 times a month online, and you get to see how Krista Cohen does her family genealogy, and she's gone way back, but she continues to research and she shares tips, and I believe you can ask questions. I believe she might be able to give some guidance as to where you should start or where you should go, all of that. I haven't completed it yet. So I am gonna do that. And I will let you know how that goes. And if you are interested in either starting your genealogy or, pursuing further in your genealogy, it might be a good kind of class. Like I said, it's 3 times a month. There's one morning and then 2 evenings. And I also believe that if you sign up, you get the previous month's videos that you can view as well, I believe. So that's kind of good. And an interesting fact about that. So I've been doing my genealogy quite a long time, and I'm not very far, and there's several reasons for that. I know I'm going on a tangent and telling you all kinds of stuff, but the title of my YouTube is Tea and Banter with me. So guess what today is? It is a banter day. And so sit down, relax, and have your tea. So like I said, I've been doing my genealogy for a while, and I haven't really got very far. And there's several reasons for that. First of all, if your parents or your great-grandparents are not from America, it is harder to research. That's just common sense, common knowledge, because you have to reach out to other countries and do that avenue to find them and find where they came from in that country and all that jazz. And then how do you go about getting that documentation, which happens for me. So my mother's, now here's what's interesting, my mother's father came from Italy, Messina, Italy, to be exact. I do know that fact. We're good there, but that's as far as I can get. My mother's father's parents both come from Ireland. That's as far as I can get with that. Now, my grandmother's mother, here's where it gets tricky and funny. Now, supposedly she was born here, and she was married to my great-grandfather, supposedly, and here's why I'm saying that. I have always known my great-grandmother to be Margaret Blake, always been her last name. It says it on my grandmother's birth certificate. It says it on my great-grandmother's death certificate. But I can't find a birth record, and I can't find a marriage license. And she was born here. So I did do some research, and I found a census, and it has my great-grandmother and my great-great-grandmother, who apparently got divorced and married this gentleman. His last name was Blake. And they had another daughter. So my great-grandmother had a sister. And what was interesting on the census is that the gentleman Blake, he was born in Maine. And my great-grandmother's sister, that was her father, definitely, and she wrote down her father's born in Maine. My great-grandmother, who was born here, who says her name is Blake, says her father was born in England. So, do you see my dilemma? So now, I don't know how she got the name Blake. I don't think she was adopted. I can't find anything like that. So I did find a wagstaff with my great-great-grandmother's name and they were married in England, but I don't know if it's the same people, because oftentimes you will find people with the same names that are different people, so I'm not sure. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is because this is only the start of my hot mess. I have more stories than you would even begin to know. For example, I'm not going to get into details, but I did not have a good upbringing. It was very, very bad. But I never knew that I was in the newspaper. And I found out through my genealogy, looking in newspapers, that I found my name in the newspaper. And I was like, what is this? And come to find out that the courts or whatever were looking for someone who would take me. And, you know, someone in the family or someone else willing to take me. And I was in the newspaper. I had no idea. So naturally, I kept that. But all this to beat around the bush to say, now my husband took interest in genealogy maybe 2 days. And he says to me, put me up on ancestry.com, see what happens. You know, so I put in what we know. All of a sudden, he's getting all these kinds of hits. And apparently his grandparents were born in the United States. His grandparents' grandparents were born in the United States. Like, I don't know when they came from somewhere else. I don't know. So he's getting all these hits. So my son has always joked that he is a Viking. I'm not Viking. I did my DNA. I am mostly Irish. Then second is English. I do have a little bit of Scottish and 2% Italian. Go figure. I don't know. So it's not me. And then I finally got my husband's DNA, and it says 12% Norway, which I believe is Viking. But he is more Scottish and English. So anyway, on one of my staycations, it's previous videos, I have a few of them, my sister-in-law had to do a layover on her trip. And I forget if it was in Ireland or Scotland, because we don't have it yet. My husband forgot to take it. Whichever one, she had to have a layover a day or two, so they went exploring or did whatever, and come to find out, she found the Height family crest. And so she got one for my husband, and I think it's a flag. I'm not 100% sure, but it has the right spelling for our last name, because it's spelled different than what people would normally consider it spelled, but that's okay. And I guess the information to go along with that said that Viking descendants came over, whatever. Well, when my son found out about that, he's all in his glory. And so the joke is that my daughter said she'll do her DNA, and she said, watch it come back that I'm Viking. And Joey's not. And I said I would run if I was you, because my son loves Viking Norse mythology. He just loves it. And he feels he's a Viking. And he thinks he should have been born in the Viking times, you know, whatever. So that's about the most interest I have from my family in genealogy, is if my son is Viking and if my daughter is. And my daughter only wants to be Viking so she can say to her brother, I'm Viking and you're not, or I'm more Viking than you. That's just their brother-sister love. Don't let them fool you. So, but that's the only interest that they have. And that's fine. That's fine. As my son once told me, all the things that I like are boring. I've always been that way, so I'll remain boring, I guess, right? So anyway, that was a long talk we've had, and there's another thing that I wanted to tell you. I recently went on a channel. Oh, what was it called? Made More with Covers or something like that. I will leave it in the description box below, but it's basically a woman who talks a lot about books, and her niche is just, she's hysterical. She has different personalities, characters, so to speak, that she does to do reviews on the books she has read, and you know, upcoming books and things like that. But she really is a hoot. So I highly recommend you go check her out. She's a lot of fun. And I will leave her YouTube channel in the description box below. So please tell her I sent you and give her a thumbs up and subscribe. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think she's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna let you go because I think that's a lot of information, right? For one little banter chat, right? So until next time, I hope that you're all safe and I hope you're all loved.